Hey everybody. Good morning. Good Sunday morning. First of all, I want to say that I am grateful. Ooh, Jesus. Oh, goodness. For those of you who listen to me, I'm grateful for Tia, for all of you, Capricorn Goddess and KP, and uh, I haven't seen some of you for a while, but I said that we were going to start that money group, codependency and money. So, hi. Hey, Tia. I just need somebody to talk to. Oh, oh, I hate Kaz. Oh, oh. Essence, where you been? So I kind of need somebody to talk to. Kaz, Tarot, do you have a channel? So I want to thank you guys for. Oh, what kind of relationship problems you've been going through? Maybe I should do some readings this morning. What sign are you, Essence? Hi, Misa. All right. I need you guys to help me solve a problem, okay? If you don't mind, and if your mind works like this, you know. So I had started, me and this Aquarius started meeting daily to talk about self esteem stuff, right? So the first 5 days I had mapped out because we were meeting daily. We were going to read over here and then we were going to do these exercises, right? Okay, Cass. But now I've ran out of material and I'm confused and a little lost, right? Doesn't give you money. Girl, yeah, that's a no no. At this point, it sounds like he's disrespecting you. But I ran out of material, right? And I'm having these real strong emotions, and sometimes I make really big decisions based off of how I'm feeling temporarily, you know. So I had always had a dream to have a self-esteem group. I always wanted this, and now I have it. And now I'm kind of tired of her. I think we're meeting too often. It was supposed to just be for 5 days. I wasn't planning on meeting her. We've been meeting every day for like 2 weeks. And honestly, it's too much. I don't want to admit that, but it is. I thought I was going to feel better about, I thought I was going to feel better dealing with self esteem every day. But I'm kind of tired of her and I need a break. And like, how am I supposed to have a business where I see clients when I get tired of them? I mean, how am I supposed to do that? And do you think that having a group daily is too much? So, what happened was when we were first working together, I was so, she's draining me. Really, she's not draining though. Something is draining me, and I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know why I feel drained, right? You think it's too much? Y'all think it's too much? Hey, Tawanda. You think every day is too much? Maybe we should reduce it then, huh? So there's several things that's bothering me. So that's number one. The other, but the thing is that I started when we first started off. I felt really good because it was kind of spiritual too. We were saying a sentence or two about God, and then we would do our self-esteem work. But after after we got finished with the material that I was really familiar with, um, I always had this dream. Put her on a set schedule. Give yourself. Yeah, I need time to recharge. Let me write that down. I need time to recharge. That's exactly what I mean. What I need because I'm trying to express my feelings instead of stuffing them, and I'm trying to express my feelings because I have stomach problems, and the doctor said to talk out what's bothering me. So we did this article, you guys, together, and the article was so amazing. I thought by the time we were finished, like writing out our strengths, writing out what we liked about ourselves, I just thought I was going to be feeling, I just thought I was going to be feeling so much better. Like I thought I was going to be on this pink cloud. But after we've been doing the self-esteem exercises, I don't feel necessarily good. Like we did the self-esteem exercise to write out all your strengths. And I was really good at recognizing my strengths. I wrote out, a lot of them. And she wrote out. And then we were done and I didn't feel anything. And so I'm disappointed that I thought that I was going to have a different feeling than what I'm feeling. And that's the problem. So I'm kind of stuck because, like, I thought that after we were reading the self esteem exercises and after we did them, I thought I was going to feel like really, really, really good. And I thought, but I didn't. I just felt empty, as a matter of fact, and kind of cold. Like we did, I thought, and I don't know how to get past it. And, you know, this is when I give up and stop. And I have a tendency of stopping shit. And y'all know that, you know. Um, you guys have been the only consistent thing really that I've ever done professionally, and I'm not even consistent with it. But see, this is what happens in my mind when I quit something. I'm trying to recognize what happens when I quit. I think sometimes it brings out old wounds that you have to address or heal before it actually feels good. Well, you're absolutely right. And thank you so much for your wisdom. And I thank God for bringing you here this morning to say that, child, for real. It's just that there was, it was like the first 5 days, I felt alive. I felt excited. I felt, oh my God, I'm finally doing something about my shame. I'm finally feeling good about myself. We're going to work on this. But day 12, it just went flat, like nothing. Um, like the first 5 days after the first 5 days after the work, I was so elated. But like we did the exercise, write out your strengths. Don't say mean things to yourself. Oh, I know. The last exercise was confront your inner critic. And I did, and I didn't feel like I confronted my inner critic, and it didn't feel the way that I thought all these years it was going to feel to work on self esteem. Like all these years, I wanted to have a group where we got together and just, focused on building ourselves up. And I don't want to quit and I don't know how to keep going. So usually when I talk it out, I find some type of solution. So I just need to say that when we did, I can't believe I'm acting like a baby, but when we did the exercise and I didn't feel better, I felt empty and I felt a hole. And I'm like, why? I don't understand why I felt empty after doing a self esteem. I felt like God wasn't there. Like I felt like my spirit. I mean, it didn't do anything. And then I had a shame attack because it didn't do anything. I felt like you were wrong. See, you don't know what you were talking about. All these years, you thought that a self esteem group was going to help everybody and make people feel better, but now you feel bad. I don't understand. I don't know. Uh, I'm not crying. I'm just trying to understand. So after we did the exercise, I felt embarrassed and I felt empty. Like, I don't know why I felt empty. And I don't always understand what my emotions are trying to communicate to me. But I felt empty. And then I'm a little lost. I was embarrassed because I thought that after we did the exercises and we saw our strengths, I was going to feel really good. But I'm just kind of tired. I just need a break. Um, Originally, this was just supposed to be 5 days. And then we were supposed to decide if we wanted to work together, right? It was supposed to be 5 days. And then after 5 days, she was supposed to let me know if she wanted to work with me or not. And then I started feeling so good that I said, well, let's just continue, and meet and just talk about self-esteem. Um, and I feel several things. I feel like I don't want to do this every day. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I need time to process the information that we're going through. Like we're going too fast. But this is new and this is something brand new that I'm starting. I don't know anything about it. I'm seeing my tolerance level. But see, I go to a AA meeting every day and I'm fine. So I don't know what's wrong with dealing with self esteem every day. I don't know if this is the enemy. I don't know if this is, I just felt empty and I feel tired. And also I don't know where to take us after here, right? Because I had the first 5 days, because it was supposed to be 5 days, and I had the first 5 days down packed. We're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. But now that we're extending the 5 days, I'm in new territory, and I don't know really, if we should go to the step work. I think that's what we should do. I think that's what we should do. I think we should go back to the step work. Um, I think we should start with the step work, like, and then do the exercises, because I guess, see, Abraham Hicks says your emotions are your guidance system, and they let you know when you are aligned and when you are out of alignment. And I just felt like the exercise that I had us do, it just felt out of alignment. I don't know why. We were doing just fine. And as soon as I deviated from the book, it seemed like I was out of alignment real bad, right? Yes, I'm incorporating. I'm Yeah, Tia, that's why I'm talking it out. I think you're a Virgo, right? I don't think you guys do that, but air signs do. Yeah, I'm incorporating the 12. I mean, that's what we were supposed to be doing. We were supposed to be getting together, and we were supposed to be working together on recovering from codependency, right? That's what we were supposed to be doing. But as we started working on the first symptom of codependency, which is self esteem, I was like, ooh, this is really interesting, right? I'd like to stay on this and then offer it to other people who might really enjoy just talking about good things about themselves every day. Because that's what we do. We get together and, yeah, but I lost interest, or like I really felt unaligned when I kept moving forward with the self esteem work. But I do want to get back to it. But I just feel like we were supposed to be working this workbook together, and we were supposed to be going through one thing, and then I kind of deviated because I thought I was creating something new, but that deviation feels off, is what I'm trying to say. So, um, what what I can do is on Monday when we meet, on Monday when we meet, instead of continuing the self-esteem path, which was not the original plan, I'm going to stick with the original plan and go back to the workbook, which is what I was supposed to be doing anyway. And we will start working on boundaries this week, like like we were supposed to do, right? The self esteem every single day is too much. So we were supposed to work on boundaries. See, now, look, if we still worked on self esteem, I would need a break. But if we went to boundaries, I can work with her. Yeah, it was supposed to be for self esteem. So, so that was 1 week on self esteem, or I believe it was 2 weeks. I'm not sure. But this week, I want to transition to boundaries. And I'm going to stick with the workbook because the workbook is the material that I use, right? That's the material. And it was not, that self esteem group was not as fulfilling as I thought it was going to be at all. I just want to stick with what I know. Yeah, stick to the plan, huh? Yeah, stick to the plan. So the plan, the original plan, was that we were supposed to go through all 5 of the symptoms, right? But okay, the original plan was every day I was just going to give her like a quick um, synopsis of what the core symptoms were like. But she said she don't move like that. She said she moves slow. So she wanted me to do symptom 1 slowly. So I started doing it slowly and it felt so good that I said, well, let's just stay here and I'll make a group out of symptom 1, right? But I want to go back to the original plan because that's what I'm trained in. That's what I'm knowledgeable in. I already have the material. The material is already lined up. So I'm going to stick with what I know, but it was okay to try something new. It was okay. I tried, you know, okay, let's try this, let's try that. That felt like a real big uh, misalignment. So this week, we are going to be listening to our affirmations that we've written. We're going to be reading the strengths, reading our strengths. We learned about shame last week, and we learned about talking back to your inner critic. So that's what we learned for self-esteem. Now we're going to move to the next part of the program that has already been written. It's been like this for 30 years. I just deviated and it felt like a really big misalignment. So I'm going to go back to the plan, right? I'm going to stick with the plan. And we're supposed to now talk about boundaries. And we're going to do a step 1 on boundaries because I know how to do that. The material is already there. And then this whole week, we're going to talk about boundaries because she said that she really doesn't have found boundaries with her family. So, oh God, I feel so much better. Oh, I feel so much better. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I I have some sadness. I kind of feel sad. I just feel sad. I don't know. This sadness has been with me for a long time. I just feel sad. I'm just gonna let myself feel sad. I feel a little sad, and my therapist said, "Well, what makes you think that you're not gonna feel sad?" She goes, "You're gonna feel sad as much as you're gonna feel joy, and you're gonna feel joy as much as you feel anger. And you're gonna feel anger as much as you feel um, happy." You know, she was like, "It's just feel it." So I feel sad. Tia, you said you need a therapist. I got a therapist. What am I sad about? Let me see. Let me give sadness a voice. I need to cry. I haven't cried for a long time, and I need to purge, just so that I can get back up and keep it pushing. I think it's just existential pains. I think it's just kind of sad to be alive, just to be, I don't know. But I do feel sad, and a lot of times I won't feel it because I think you're not supposed to feel sad. But uh, I had never really let myself feel it. You guys gave me the strength to feel it because every time I feel it, I try to change it. But I wrote why you said it said nothing. It's just an emotion I'm having. What? Uh, Usually, when you feel sad, isn't there a reason? I'm about to feel my feelings with you all because maybe with you here, I'll have the courage to feel it. All right, I'm about to feel my sadness. Oh, it left. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, I found it. Okay. I'm kind of sad that I have to start all over again. Well, I don't have to. I can go back and do, what I used to do. But I'm kind of sad that I have to start all over again and that there's a lot of kinks in the road. It's like I'm starting all over again and I'm moving in a completely new uh, career path. It's new what I'm doing. And I'm just not, it's not moving fast enough. I don't know what to expect. I'm new at this and I'm trying to honor myself. You know, I feel like at my age, why don't you really do that thing that you really want to do? Like give yourself a chance. So I'm giving myself a chance, and I think, like the money is just not what I want it to be. If I go back into my field, that money would be what I want it to be. But then my heart says, I don't want to be in corporate America anymore. I want to see if I can make a business work. And, it's just, it's harder than I thought. It's taken longer than I thought. And there's more internal obstacles than I thought. It's like on one end, I'm truly happy and I respect myself for respecting my vision and respecting what I really want. But it's just harder than I thought. And I think that I might need to look for another gig next week to supplement my income, you know, because California psychics pay really good, but I want a steady, dependable, reliable figure that I know is coming in every week. So I think that like next week, I'm going to be looking into flex jobs, you know, because has, uh, flex jobs is all remote jobs. Really? What you talking about, Kaz? I'm preaching to you. Your Libra moon feels the same way. Feels what way? Um, so I left corporate America to pursue a business, and but it's brand new. It's just been a month, you guys. You know, I don't know what to expect, and I don't have a mentor. I I um I don't know what to expect for the beginning of a business, right? Yeah. Um, I think it's harder than I thought, and I feel like I need something a little more stable than California Psychics, and I don't know. It's like I want this business to work, but I just feel like I need a little bit more stability. And there's nothing wrong with searching, you know, because I'm used to having a certain level of income to just kind of play with. I did a reading, and the reading said if I stuck with my business by Christmas, things would look real good. They showed me that they said the death card kept hanging over it. And I clarified the death card, and the card said the hardest thing you're going to have with your business is walking away in the beginning when you don't see nothing. And they said if you stick with it, you're going to see a shift by Christmas. But I can't live on this income. Like, I can't live on this income into Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I can do Amazon. I can do customer service on Amazon for 3 hours, 4 hours a day, something, just while the business is taking off. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just update my resume. Because, see, it feels good to say this. I'm gonna go ahead and update. I think I did update my resume, and I'm gonna start sending it out to at home job at homes. What is that called? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Because if I do that, I'll neglect the business. I just need a hustle. I need another stable hustle while I'm waiting for this business to grow. It's growing, it's just slow, you know? Um, I need I need some more encouragement, you know? I need some encouragement. I need to I need a word, you know, I need to know this is the right path to go. I feel like it is. I kind of want to give up, to be honest. I kind of want to give up. I kind of want to give up and just go get a job. You know, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. But I have a real good workflow. Like, so every day, it's not a dream. It was just like a business idea. It's not really a dream. I just thought that people would really take to this, but it's just been 2 weeks. I think it's it's been 2 or 3 weeks. But see, this is where I'm confused, because everything that I put my hands to that was successful, I saw immediate success. Like, I saw something that immediately looked like this was the way to go. For instance, the first time I was on YouTube and I did a reading, the first time I did a Libra reading, I got 8,000 views. So I was like, oh, okay, so this is the direction to go in, right? I remember it was a Libra reading. And oh, thank you, Don. That's so sweet. I love my energy too. I'm just saying that quitting right now feels really good. I send out emails every night. Thank you. Yeah, it was impressive. That's why I knew that this was the direction to go in. And then when I had my employment agency, the first person I called to tell them that I had an employment agency booked me. She said, "Oh, okay. I need a lawyer to. I mean, I need a." She was a lawyer who needed someone at her front desk. Like the day after I started that business, I got booked. So that's why I'm thinking, well, if this is a business you're supposed to have, doesn't it take off? Like I do have a girl who I work with every day. She came fast. She came fast. But I just feel like, you know what? I need a business coach. I'm gonna I'm gonna get a business coach. So it's like I'm used to things like everything every time I put my hand on something, the jewelry that I sold on Sunshine, as soon as I sold it, it like I think that first month I had made $5,000, right? No trip, no lie. The only thing that didn't really take off was no, I sold that too. So that's why like I'm starting this business and I'm used to things taking off when I'm supposed to be doing it. But this is not really taking off, you know? And so like maybe my prices are too high. Maybe my prices are too high. Cass, I don't know. You've never read for me before. Let me check out your channel before I ask you to do me a reading. Let me check out your channel. How do I get to your channel? Everybody, let's go to Cass's channel. How do we get there? How do I get there? It's not letting me go. YouTube, when I press your name, it doesn't take me to your channel. How come? Yeah, because I want to know, why is this business not taking off? Right? It's been 2 weeks. Wait. Um, so thank you guys for listening. My stomach doesn't hurt anymore because I talked it out, you know? But it's like my ex, she got together, you know? Like she's getting her master's degree now, and the money that she was spending on the house, she decided to get her master's degree. And so she's going to be making $20,000 more. It's like, I could do what she does, but she goes to work miserable, you know? Thank you, Tawanda. So she might be making more money than me, but she's miserable. She goes to a job she hates and she just grunts and bears it and tries to get through the day. See, I don't want to live like that. I made another choice for myself, and that choice has consequences. And one of the consequences is that, I'm not going to be financially where she is. But I am happy every day and I enjoy what I'm doing, you know. But to be honest, I really would love to work with careers more, you know. I enjoy that. Like yesterday at California Psychic, this girl called and it was my favorite reading. She said, I want to know about what career path to take. I hooked up. I jumped up. I got all kind of cards for her, girl, right? She had my full attention. And she was like, um, so we went back and forth and back and forth. I said, you are in good hands. And by the time we were finished, it took 30 minutes. And let's see, I'm $12.99 a minute to talk to. So 13 minutes times 30 is, that can't be true. That can't be true. That that can't be true. No, that can't. Okay, so yeah, it cost her $400 to talk to me. But can I tell you something? You know what I noticed about people that pay a lot of money for stuff? They appreciate it and respect it more. Okay? You see, I felt so good about helping that lady. So she told me, can I share it with you? Okay, I'm going to share it with you because I'm trying to figure out how to blend my business together and offer a service that matches my expertise with my passion and the demand for what's out there, what people are demanding. So um, she said, I need some direction with my career. I said, you are in good hands. She said that her dream used to be a food truck, used to have a food truck. But she said, I'm not a Virgo. Thank you, Don Poop. I appreciate that. My ex boyfriend used to say that all the time. Um, so she said, I wanted to start a food truck, but I gave up on that dream. So I had to respect that, but I did tiptoe a little bit. I said, are you sure you want to be a chef? She goes, nah, I'm good. I love food. She goes, well, I don't want to do nothing to have to do with preparing it. And I said, well, let's try and find what you like to do. And she said, well, I'm a health nut. I like, you know, to eat nutritiously and, I like to get down like that. I said, okay, okay. So, we played around with it and stuff. And, you know, so we finally settled on, why don't you become a health coach? Since nutrition is important to you, you know? And I said, and I want you to come back and find me because I need a health coach. I just didn't know that I needed one, but yeah, I would love to have a health coach. Somebody to tell me what to eat for the week. Oh, I would love to have somebody plan my meals, like a health coach who plan my meals, and I just eat what she told me to eat. Girl, I would love that, right? And I wasn't bullshitting her. I was not playing. I was not bullshitting that girl. I said, look, if you really do this, come back and get me because um, I need this. She was like, this is fucking brilliant. A health coach. She goes, but where would I go to school? So I went to I went to Google, pasted to our chat because it was a chat call at California Psychics. And she was like, damn, you found that fast. And that's when it dawned on me, you guys, this is what I do best, right? You know what I mean? So if I could somehow incorporate, like, yeah, not a nutritionist, a health coach. So I had looked it up for her. They made $47,000 to $72,000 a year. And she said she was a Leo. They're fixed, and once their mind is made up, it's a wrap. Usually that's how it is with fixed signs. They don't go back and forth. That's why I fuck with them. I fucks with fixed signs because I'm already back and forth and up and down. I need to be with a bitch that is fixed. This what's gonna be, right? So, and that's another thing. The girl that I'm working with, she's a fixed sign, so it's every day she's there. She don't let her kids bother us. She don't let nothing. And can I tell you something? That might bother me. That might be bothering me too. Like for somebody to be there for me like that, it kind of hurts because I'm not used to that. I feel angry, you know. Good morning, Sissy. Sissy, I'm so glad you're here because maybe you can solve these problems, girl. So, so the girl said yesterday after we went back and forth, um, a health coach. She said, yes, we found a place where she could get a certification to be a health coach um, in 6 weeks to 6 months. And she paid $490 to talk to me for 30 minutes. I cannot believe that these people are paying, no, oh, it's $390 for a 30-minute call. If people are paying $390 for a 30-minute call, right? I don't understand why they don't pay career coaches that much money, right? She was so lucky. She came right to a career coach. She had asked about her career. Is there anything on my profile that says that I can help you with your career? I want all the career readings. I want all of them. Girl, let me tell you something. If people was calling for career readings, I would get my black ass up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I would love it. I would love to talk about their career. Like if you get a reading from me, we gonna look into your career, child, whether you asked or not. We gonna ask what is it gonna take for you to be successful in this, child. I just love career stuff. So, I'm wondering if I can take what me and this girl are doing and see now my stomach is hurting. As soon as I started talking about transforming it to a career, my pelvic area started to hurt. My stomach is gurgling. See, it's too much. See, it's too much. All right, body, I heard you. I heard you. All right, I heard you. Okay. Your body will talk to you. And you know what else your body will talk to you about? Your body will talk to you about a nigga. Your body will tell you everything about that motherfucker, whether it's good or bad. Like, if you're around a man and you keep holding your stomach in, notice that. But if you're around somebody and you can just, your stomach is not being held in, like you can just breathe, yeah, that's the one to go out back on a date again. Intuition, yeah. Ooh, Don, you need to be my coach. Whatever you set your mind to, you can achieve. Do not be discouraged by the issue. Look at it from this perspective. You have an opportunity to revolutionize your brand. I need you. Do Virgos talk like that? So, I care about the raw stuff too, like self esteem. I really, really care about that. But after we talked about self esteem, right? Oh, Sissy, I want to show you my dildo. Here it is. This, I got this. I just got it, right? And it's 100% like it's rubber. It's 100% rubber and it's really hard, right? It was $150. I got it from Good Vibrations. In case y'all want to know. It's too big though. I can't even fuck with it. It's too big. It's way too big. Like that's way too big. Yeah. So, um if I talked about, see, with when I talk about career, something's missing too. I'm trying to find out like how to put it all together. You see? But yeah, uh you got to listen to your body when you're out on a date or when you're getting to know somebody, or especially if you're dating online. You don't even have to be in front of them for your body to tell you what's up with somebody. You see how my body started hurting? I started talking about that career stuff, and my pelvic area started to hurt. My stomach's, it's like you're doing too much. It's too much. It's too much. And what that's telling me is, that's not how we start. I'm just embarrassed because I'm starting all over again. I am honoring myself. I appreciate that. I appreciate that about me. I'm honoring my deepest wishes. I appreciate that. But, it's like I'm starting all over again. I'm starting all over again financially, you know, I'm starting all over again, in every area of my life. And I mean, yeah, I'm starting all over again. And I just feel like I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. But you see how I started talking about that career stuff and my stomach started hurting immediately? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I don't believe me when I tell you my stomach be hurting. And a lot of it is, it's like, come on, Dasha. On one end, I'm glad that I'm doing what I love. But on the other end, it's like, damn, is it financial? Is that what's bothering me? Because I have a house for sale. That money will be coming in any day. Come on. Oh, let me roll another joint. This old pathetic ass weed is pathetic. Just simply pathetic. I paid for this bullshit. I might as well go to goddamn Chevron and get a cigar if weed is gonna be this weak. punk ass shit. So, I think what I would like to do, you guys, is go through boundaries this week with her. And I think I'm going to take that self esteem group off from being daily to being weekly. Oh, sorry, y'all can't see me. I'm gonna make the self-esteem group weekly because my body is telling me that it's too much to start. It's too much. So I think that for next week, I'm gonna offer um, the monthly group, and I'm gonna offer a month for free. And that's it. I can't do anything else because that's the I'm off. I'm putting the offer on the table where my stomach is not responding to. You know what I mean? Hey, Molly. Oh, let's smoke together. Who smokes in here? You about to light one up, Molly? I'm gonna light one up with you. Let's light one up. All right. Is Essence still in here? Essence, you still in here? We need to look at your man, girl. Don, you really ought to be a life coach. Man, I need a life coach like you. That's what I need. I need some motivation. I need to hear you can do it, girl. You on the right path. Keep at it. It's right around the corner. You got this. It's wonderful. Yeah, that's what I need. I need some damn motivation up in this bitch. That's all I need. And God sent it to me. Look at that. Look at God. You are Molly? How come you can't re up into the daylight? And then, you know, oh, good, Molly. And you know what? Guess who be calling me and spending $390 to talk to me on the psychic lines? Black people. I didn't know black people had that kind of money. I mean, I know that sounds ignorant. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. I'm in Atlanta. I know black people have that kind of money. I'm just saying. And black men, they'll call and talk for 45 minutes at $12.99 a minute. Ain't no way in hell I would pay $12.99 a minute to talk to somebody. $12.99 a minute. But you know what? I really do tell them the truth. I really do. Like, I'm going to tell you what these cards really say. It may not be what you want to hear, but if you're paying $12.99 a minute, you deserve to know what they're really saying. I may not ever hear from you again, but you deserve to know what they're really saying. You see what I'm saying? You know, like this girl called, but you know what? I love my Leos, but you cannot tell Leos that call me nothing. Honey, I don't care. The Leo is going to do what the Leo want to do. and they don't want to hear nothing negative about they boo. This Leo was dating a Libra. Girl, I be getting some really interesting calls. So let's see, who did I get? Who called me yesterday? Oh, I just told you, the health coach. $390. So you would rather spend $390 to talk to a reader for 30 minutes? Oh, because maybe I can incorporate readings in my career coaching, huh? Hmm. I really would like to have a career empire. You know what I mean? I would like to help people with their careers more than anything else because that's what I'm real good at. And I do it fast. And you come and see me when you leave, you going to know what your purpose is. We going to find it. And then on top of that, what you guys don't know about me is that I can touch your hand and tell you what you're here to do. I need to make money I need to make some money with that. You know? Like, especially if you're open to me. You know, if you're open to me, like if you trust me, I got this Taurus reader. This Taurus client. And as soon as we got on the phone, I saw her doing hair products. Like that's what she's here to do. So I started talking to her about it, and she said, "How the fuck did you know that?" I said, "I don't know, but whatever it is you're here to do, the card said that you can be a millionaire doing it with this hair products." But she stopped because she was chasing this man. I get it. I get it. But see, I love career stuff, you know, and maybe I can just do a day out of the week where I talk about career. Right. I have to I would have to I would have to send a I would have to send a I would have to send it, you know, and maybe we can talk about codependency and career. You know, how maybe we could talk about codependency and career. Like how does codependency affect your career choices? Well, number one, yeah, I like career counseling, but they want you to, first of all, it doesn't pay enough. Who ghosted you? Cass? Thanks to you and your advice, my life did a whole 180. I get paid Wednesday. I'd love to get a reading from you. My name is Anton. What is it? Ant Antony Antoine. Oh, Antoine. My birthday. Okay. Your last message. Oh, Antoine. My number is 470-835-7099 because I definitely would like to hook up with you. I feel good. Thank you. Hold on, Cass. It's getting hot, and that robe is way too hot. Oh, you said you was a little shocked and hurt by what? Okay. Right. Mm-hmm. Sure. Um, it's 470 um 835 7099. See, the thing about it is, I need. I'm afraid that if I focus on career stuff with boundaries, that I won't use it in my everyday life. Like, what if I did a codependency group called Codependent Careers and Codependency? Hmm. Careers and codependency. What if what if every day I had what if I talk about codependency issues as they relate to careers? RV parking. Oh, did you get the number? Is 470. What's interesting, Molly? 835 7099. Hi, MZ. How'd you know my name? Oh, that's the name of my channel, huh? Bitch, shit. What if I did like careers, codependency and careers, codependency, careers and careers, careers, codependency and careers, or what should I call it? What should I call it? What would be the name of the group? I can say career codependency in careers, or no, because then people will come and start talking about how they're codependent with their coworkers. Maybe I could say, like, maybe on Mondays. What if? Okay, what if we did this, you guys? What if on Mondays we talked about self-esteem and your career, right? Self-esteem and your career, self-esteem and your career in business. See, oh, she wants some water. Hold on. What if I did self-esteem, codependency, and careers, right? What if I did codependency and careers, and then on Mondays we focused on self-esteem, right? Self-esteem and your career. That's what I really want to do. Yeah. And then on Tuesdays we would focus on recovering from codependence. Codependent. I would still call it codependency in career and business. Or then on Tuesday we would focus on boundaries, right? Because I love that shit. But how would you talk about boundaries in a And how do you keep talking about boundaries as it relates to careers every week? I mean, like, after a couple of times, isn't that like, aren't you kind of done with talking about it? You know, like, after you say, okay, these are your boundaries with your coworkers, and these are. I mean, is that something that you think people constantly need help with? Right? I got, huh? Careers and boundaries? Oh, yeah, huh? Careers and boundaries. Boundaries and career. Boundaries in your careers. Boundaries and careers. Boundaries at work. Boundaries at work. No? No? Hmm. Then on Wednesdays, the third thing is reality. Oh my God, this sounds so fun, but I would need so much help to put this together. Look how, what? I need some longer paper. I can't believe this paper keep going out. You see? This is what happens when you buy that cheap ass shit. Um, so, like, you guys, if I were to talk about reality, so reality is your, uh, guess what, y'all? I've been, oh, Don, that's so sweet. I wish I liked men. It would be so much easier with a man. Hmm. I wonder if I should date a man. It would be so much easier. It's just so much easier with a man. But yeah, so what was I saying, Chad? You know what? I think I want to get somebody as close to a man as possible. I think I'm really, really, really getting ready to come out. Like I would prefer to be with a man just because like being with somebody like Tiana, being with a woman, a bitchy woman, I don't want to be with a bitchy woman anymore. You know what I mean? I want to chill. I need somebody that's going to leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. I want to be with you, but I want you to know when to leave me alone. You know, sometimes, no matter who I'm with, I'm going to have to get my own bedroom. But you know what? I don't know, y'all, because I was talking to this lady, this Gemini, and she said that she used to feel that way. She said with guys before the one that she was with, she needed some space and a break from them. She said, but this one, her husband, she says she don't need that. Wow, really? Wow. Huh. Anyway, Y'all, thank you for listening to me. I appreciate you guys so much. YouTube has been very, 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 very good to me. And, you guys were, and I don't know how long you've been watching, you guys were my friends when I didn't have no friends. See, I gotta cut that a little better. But look how natural that looks. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna fuck with this, but they keep sending me offers and I'm lazy. So I kind of feel like I'll just go ahead and buy another wig from them because it's right there. I mean, like they send them to me, it look good, and I press the button. I mean, I have it, but you know, they're very aggressive with their marketing too. Maybe I should be more aggressive with my marketing. I kind of feel like I'm finding my voice, like in my business. It was almost like when Ray Charles started, he started and he when he started, he sounded like other people. Like and that's what his wife told him too, you know. You just sound like everybody else. What the fuck? This cannot be this difficult. Aren't these cute? I got them at the dollar store. So cute. Cause see, I like nipples. I like to feel like I'm sucking on a nipple. Oh, you found some weed? Oh, Castro. Thank you. I received that. I do. Because you guys were like my little friends for many years. Many years, you know. Because, see, I had went to school to be a broadcast journalist. I had got a degree in it. And then I became a journalist in Salisbury, Maryland at an ABC affiliate for 2 weeks. And I did one story, a cow being stuck in a road. Um, but I left because they told me I had to work on Christmas. And Christmas, I wait the whole year to work on Christmas. I mean, I I don't think I just felt like I would not be able to make it through the story. Yeah, and so they do that to the young reporters. They want you to work on Christmas, and I know that don't seem, And then on top of that, I was always I was like always bombarded with negative shit. When you work in the newsroom, all you hear is the negative shit that's happening. I wanted to focus on life and positive stuff, you know, So I don't know. But yeah, and then I worked at a Fox affiliate, and then I worked at an NBC affiliate. And then when I started working on YouTube, I was making as much money as the anchors. No lie. No lie. So, what I mean by that is when I was working in Salisbury, Maryland, the anchor was making $50,000 a year. The year that I worked at the affiliate. So I was like, oh, well, who needs that? And then, but I mean, don't get it twisted. I really love television. See, that's why I'm kind of confused. Like, what do I do? I love television. You know, I love television. Huh. I used to love to be on TV. And like YouTube, when those lights come on, it just was so fulfilling, you know? And then I had a show in Oakland that was real popular. Like I couldn't go anywhere in Oakland and not be noticed. Right? And it's always been a love. I've always loved being in front of the camera, but the things that I wanted to do in front of the camera, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So what if I do, you guys? What if we do? Okay, let's get some ideas going up in this bitch. Yeah, I came on YouTube and made all that motherfucking money. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It didn't even make any sense. Then, I mean, there were so many streams of money coming in. I would forget a stream like Stripe. Stripe had 5,000. YouTube had 5,000. Then the video sold 7,000, and it was like, it was just and you know what, how you know what it felt like? It felt empty. So I said, fuck it. And I kind of like walked away. Now it's just a few hundred of y'all. I appreciate you. Y'all like ride or diers. I would like to know your signs. Cause y'all something else. Cass, what sign are you? Cass, I didn't ask you your sign. You feel blocked? Yeah. Maybe we should do that. Okay, so what if we do money and codependency, right? And then we do career, careers and codependency. Um, oh, Cass. Girl, you know I like you, girl. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, I want to fuck with a Leo. I think that's what I want to fuck with next. Definitely, I don't want that Leo to have any Virgo or any Gemini in her chart, okay? Because I need some stable shit. I would really appreciate seeing stable stuff like Capricorn. I want to see, stability signs. I wouldn't mind seeing shit like Taurus in the chart. I just want their Venus to be something that's really attracted to me. Like, I would love somebody who had a Venus in Aquarius, you know. Um, I definitely do not want a Venus in Gemini. I don't want my partner to have any Virgo or any Gemini. Instead, I'll take Pisces. I like Libra. I'll definitely take Leo, um, Capricorn, Taurus, and what fire? No Aries, and Sagittarius is cool. Just not in. See, I like security. And it's funny because I listen to a lot of the Libra, like zodiac stuff, and they never say that. Like, they always talk about, oh, Libras like beauty and stuff like that, but like they never to talk talk about what I need, and I really need stability. And I never hear people say that Libras need stability. No matter who I'm listening to, they never say that about Libras. Huh. See, Cass, that's how I want my girlfriend to feel about me. And when I had started going with T, I hadn't done any work on manifesting a woman, you know. I had just done all my work on manifesting a man, um, and after like 6 years of constant, you know, aligning my body to what it would feel like to have a good black man, that's all I started to attract. But I had to practice it. I had to practice it and practice and practice and hold the vibration of someone who was chosen by a good black man who only wanted me and who smelled good and looked good, and so every day I would practice that, and it took 6 years, and all the women wanted him and he only wanted me. So I didn't practice. Now I'm a practice. Like what you just said, you love my mind. I would love my woman to love my mind. Oh my God. Oh my God. And one thing that I have always denied myself, I have never asked for mental stimulation from someone that I was sexually attracted to, you know. And at first I thought it was because I was rigid, but I need to be mentally stimulated, or after I know you for a while, I'm not going to want to have sex with you anymore, right? Because I thought maybe I do have intimacy issues too. Okay, I'll put that out there, but I don't know. I've never been mentally stimulated. The only time I've ever been mentally stimulated but was by this white guy, and like he just said something that for the first time in my life I had felt a sexual response from words, you know. I am so rarely mentally stimulated that I don't even ask for it anymore. But that would be like my ultimate, ultimate love. Like that would be the love of my life, was somebody who was just real smart and who mentally stimulated me. Like I could wake up and wanted to have a conversation with them. Like they were so engaging that I would wake up and want to get into a conversation. You know, I want someone. See, what I didn't like about my last girlfriend is that I wasn't interested in anything she said. Like what she wanted to talk about didn't make me feel alive. And she told me that too. She was like, "Well, when I talk to you, you look bored. So, when I talk to my mother, she listens and she's animated. So I prefer to talk to my mother." And I understood that. I understood that. She made the right choice. You know, she did. And she's been real good to me. You know, it was hard at first because I was attached to her. I wasn't in love with her, I was attached. Cass, I never had it, so I never really, I don't even know what it's like to be mentally stimulated. I just, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't even imagine. But I do really like conversation, but I haven't had it in so long. I don't even know how to imagine it. I mean, you know what I mean? Like that part of my life has been so dead, you know? So when you say, Cass, that you look for, you say you look for what? You look for what? Um, no, I lead my conversations. Um, Yeah. How do you, what does it feel when you say mental stimulation? May I ask you to expound on that? Like, what do you mean? Do you mean like somebody who you have engaging conversations with? I couldn't imagine that. I mean, like, you mean like somebody who, what, what would keep me, what conversations would keep me mentally stimulated? What, like, what do you mean by mental stimulation? Like, okay, you know what is mentally, no? See, the thing about it is this: what mentally stimulates me, the person who mentally stimulates me, I have no control over that. Yeah, engaging conversations, and I need a man that can teach, show, and expose me to new ideas, perspectives, and places. There is this, there is this point of stimulation in my mind. Does anybody else have this? So, okay, Cass, you're a Pisces. Is there any other air signs in here? There is this point of, if you feel like talking, I can feel you if at 7 o'clock in the morning you don't feel like texting, but um, like that white guy was the only guy who I felt mentally stimulated by. I was so mentally stimulated by his words that I kind of ran to my car because I did not want to be with the white guy, you know, but because I would have been with him. And one time, you guys, I had this vision. I had went to this bar in Berkeley, and it was a nice upscale Indian bar. It was an Indian restaurant, but it was like for Berkeley, UC Berkeley. It was real nice and upscale. Um, Here, I'll answer your question in a minute. And I had met this guy. He was Latin and he was so cute. And he started talking to me in a little boy's voice. And girl, oh my God. And he was fine too. And he liked me. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be my husband. Right? And it was just I've never experienced anything like it since. And he was at the bar, and my girlfriend had introduced us because they worked together at the post office. And I had liked him. And then I just let him talk. And then he told me something. He said he had got an award from the mayor for interfering with this woman getting raped. He said he ran and he fought the man off and he saved the girl from being raped. And everybody knew that he had gotten honored for that. And I was like, wonderful. I was getting more and more, jump. I was honored that he was attracted to me, but I was in my 20s, so I was hot and stuff. So then he said, yeah, because my dad used to hit my mother. Uh-oh. That changed everything. It changed me. It stopped me cold. It changed everything. everything. Because, see, I know that was in him. He seen his daddy hit his mama. That's in him. That's what he was raised doing. He's still trying to deal with it. That's why he fought that guy who was hitting and raping that woman. He fought him off. He's still trying to save his mama. That shit is in him, right? I looked at him. I said, "Excuse me." I went to the bathroom, and this was the second vision I ever had in my life. The first vision, I had tried to kill myself, and I was in a hospital at Kaiser, and they was pumping my stomach, and I had a vision. That was my first vision. I was 13, and this was my second vision. I had went into the bathroom, and as I sat on the toilet, I saw me and this man who was in that bar. I saw our whole life right like ahead. I saw us 20 years. I saw kids, they looked just like us. I saw the whole thing. And I saw myself standing in the kitchen. And when myself turned around so that I could see myself in the vision, I had a busted eye and my lip was fat. So, yep, it is a true story. It was like God saying, if you go back in there, if you go back to that bar, yep, that is your husband, you're right. And yep, you will be with that man for 20 years, you're right. And yep, you guys will have children. You will give him children. You're right. And this is what you would have to deal with. So I really, 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 really wanted to go back to that bar because he was everything I had ever dreamt of visually and how I wanted to feel mentally talking to someone and what I felt, what I wanted to feel emotionally. I mean, like, I felt like, yeah, this is who I'm going to settle down with. I haven't had that feeling yet again, but it was instant. It's what a lot of married couples say. They knew. I knew, right? Um, and so I left the bathroom. To the left of this particular bathroom, you had to walk down a corridor in order to get to the main bar, right? But then for some reason, I looked to the right. And when I looked to the right, it was the exit door and it was open, right? The door was open. It was just a little gate that you had to untwist, and my car was like two car spots down from when, if you went out the gate this side this way. It was like God was saying, you choose. If you go that way, that's your husband, but you will get beat, right? And you will have the hardest time leaving that man alone. Or you go this way and we don't know. Girl, I went that way. I got in my car and I drove off. So then my girlfriend calls and she said, "Hey, um, such and such was wondering what happened to you. You know, what happened to you?" Mm-hmm. And I said, I told her about the vision. All right. Mm-hmm. I would have loved that man passionately. You know what I mean? Like, I want to meant every move, every touch, like that. I could have loved that man passionately. I would have just, yeah. But when he told me that his father used to beat his mother, see, I don't want you putting your hands on me. I don't like that. Now, I do like spanking, But I don't want black eyes, and I don't want you punching my stomach and stuff, you know. But see, my god sister, her parents were into spanking and stuff. So like they used to spank her and then go fuck. You know what I mean? Mhm. And she came to my house for a slumber party. She was covered in bruises from the top to the bottom of her body. I mean, her whole body was bruised. And she was real, real fair. And all the girls at the slumber party, when she took off her clothes, because we all, we were young girls, we all took off our clothes to put on our pajamas. It was a pajama party, right? When she took off her clothes, everybody said, "Oh." So my mother called Child Protective Services, but um, when they went to visit her, she wouldn't tell the truth. She wouldn't tell the truth. I mean, Vanessa used to beat their ass. So I had spent the night over there one time. It was so terrible. It was so sad to be at that house. Like, we just had a boiled egg to eat. That was all we had. And we had to stay outside for a long time. Like, at my house, you could come back in the house when you wanted, You went outside and played. You come in the house and ate some food if you wanted. But there, we had to stay outside from like sunset to sundown. And then when we came in, I was really hungry, and all she gave us was a boiled egg. And then we were in the room playing, right? We were in the room playing, and she told Christy, "Don't jump on the bed anymore. Don't jump off the bed anymore." And Christy, being a little girl, she got on the bed and she jumped off the bed again. And she took her, pulled her pants down, pulled her panties down in front of everybody, all the kids. And she took that belt and beat her like a slave. And then you could hear her and her husband in there having sex. It's like he told my mother, he said, if she act up, beat her ass. It was like he got off on telling people to beat okay, anyway, I don't know where the hell I just went. Oh, I just had something to smoke. Okay, yeah, so I went off. All right. So let's go back, you guys. So we could have money and codependency, careers and codependency, right? And then I would like to have Monday through Friday careers and codependency, but I'm gonna have to hide it. Mm. Okay, so look, you guys. All right, if we do career, careers, codependency, codependency, I don't know what to call it, and careers, and then on one day we talk about self-esteem, the self-esteem to have the career you want. you really want, the self esteem to have the career you really want. What do you guys think about that? What would we do? What would we do? The self esteem to have the career you really want, right? And um, uh, the self esteem to have the career you really want. The self esteem to have the okay, career self esteem as it relates to career. You know, feeling like you're good enough for the career you really want. I don't know. How would we? Okay, okay. Hmm. Self esteem in career? Oh, self esteem in your career. Mm. Hmm. Yeah, maybe I should just let it be a topic and just let other people just talk about what comes up, right? I have no idea what to say. I'm just like a blank right now. Because I can't put it together. So, like, maybe, okay, if you had the self esteem that you wanted, what kind of career would you have? Something like that? I feel like if I had the self esteem that I wanted, I would be on Housewives of Atlanta. I would love to have that kind of career. I guess. I don't know. Shit. I say this shit, but then I don't want to get up. I don't want to get up and do nothing. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm just brainstorming. Thank you, Tia. Yeah, I'm brainstorming. Mm. So, okay, yeah. So instead of me trying to figure out, let me just brainstorm. So then, some way, somehow, we would talk about careers. In any career, you have to have self-esteem. Oh, that's good, Tia. In any career, you have to have self-esteem. That's true. And then too, it's like you need you need the to have codependency recovery to work at any job. So, um, that's good, Tia. That's real good. I didn't know Virgos were so smart. Um, I don't know if the weed is blocking my head right now. I just cannot think. Uh, okay, if I'm just brainstorming, I would say, I don't know no Virgos. I would say like, hey, oh, just talking shit, brainstorming. Um, like, I could even do something like, what if I did something like, codependency is so bad that you can't function enough to keep a job. Do I want those people? No, because they're not going to be able to afford to pay me. Okay. So, see, that's the thing. I love career stuff so much that I would do it for free. But they do say choose a career that you would do for free. I know what I want, you guys. But let's listen to some music. I'm hearing Earth, Wind, and Fire. How many of you in here don't know who Earth, Wind, and Fire is? If you don't know who Earth, Wind, and Fire is, say me. So, like, you know, maybe if, okay, I'm just brainstorming, okay? Maybe if people had more self esteem with their, is there a Earth, Wind, and Fire playlist? Oh, I don't see one. That's my twin. She's the reason I. All right, you guys. Thank you for being here. We're just brainstorming. So, like, let's say I was building my self esteem and thinking about my gifts and talents at the same time. Let's say I was building my self esteem and, okay, Cass, let's use you. What what is your passion, Cash? So my passion is careers, your gifts, your talents. Like, so, like, how would I relate that to self-esteem? Yeah. See, this is why I want to tell people to go do what you're here to do, because God is in that shit. and it feels like this and it helps people. That's the why to why I want to help people with their careers. You know, it's an amazing feeling when I have worked at um, that that center, that place, to help those women with and use my gifts to do it. Oh God, you just feel stimulated all day long. When I was working there, I just felt stimulated. Like when you do your passion and you make it a job, it makes life easier. You know, in fact, that's the scripture. Mm-hmm. So, you guys want to see that scripture? I can go get it if you want. But the scripture says, helping people with my spiritual gifts is my passion. What are your spiritual gifts? God, this way it keeps on sliding. That's why I'm going to put some glue on it today before I go to church. Oh, it won't be sliding. All right. I'm starting to feel alive. Yeah, we talking about careers, Chad. I'm starting to feel alive. See, that's what was happening. I value that alive feeling. What do you call that? Is that passion? You know, that's why I want people to live in their passion because it makes life easier. Okay, so let's stop talking and let's get this business going. So now I can do like what I'm trying to figure out. Tina, are you still in here? What are you saying? Yes, please, to Kayla New. Right, but see, this is what I found. Okay, in my journey, I have found that you can do what you love, but if those five things are not there, you're probably not going to make a lot of money. I'm getting close. You guys are helping me. Thank you so much. Mm. Oh, the scripture? It says, it's in Ecclesiastics, I believe, 5:3. Tell me what Ecclesiastics 5:3 is, Kaylani. I mean, what's your name? Kaylanu. I think it's Ecclesiastics 5:3, but it says, in the book of Song of Solomon, he taught, no, Ecclesiastics, he says, this is a good thing for you to eat and drink and do labor that you love under the sun. Um, that is the good thing. So he's basically saying it's a good thing to basically love, be joyful in everything you do, but that does include your labor. And he specifically used the word labor, which means your line of work. Ooh, you guys, man, I would love to do that, but how would I? Because the facility where I do the webinars, like every day people come in my group. Every day there's at least 8 to 15 people. Like I'm one of the really popular leaders there. And it's like no matter what I talk about, they come in there, right? The other day this girl got mad at me because you have to have your cameras on. I said, keep your cameras on. Well, why do I have to keep my camera on? And I said, why don't you just go to somebody else's group? And here you got to keep your camera on. Well, I'm leaving because I think you're controlling. I said, yeah, I am, bitch. Now fuck you. One of the things that working on my self esteem has done is made me realize how much I love music. Like, I don't really feed myself music the way that I need to, just to kind of get through life, you know? I love black people. If I was reincarnated again, I would be reincarnated as a black woman. I sure would. All right. Let's I don't want to hear this song though. Gonna taste a little paradise, baby, all night long. Delight, I'll still be looking in your every eye. See, that's why I don't want to listen to it, because I'll start singing it. I like this song. Don't look any further. Y'all doing a damn thing. And Dennis Edward, you look good, baby. Y'all look good. Y'all doing a damn thing. All right, let's I wish there was a playlist. Let me see if I can find an R&B playlist. See, all these songs I would stop talking and listen to. What you need is a love to love you all over. All right. Come on, y'all. Let's listen. Oh, jazz. All right, that'll do it. Let's listen to some jazz. Yep, that'll do it. I have been working on my self-esteem, and it it was so nice to go out in public when I felt good about myself. I mean, I do see how the self-esteem is helping me. See, that's why I don't know if I just want to just direct it towards careers. See, because it helps me in other areas of my life. It's just that when I direct it towards careers, I feel, oh, this is LA, you guys. This show enough is LA. That's Malibu. Wow. People live like that? Wow. People live like that. Wow. Yeah. 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 All right. Yeah. I think that y'all, thank you for the free therapy, child. Shit. Um so if we do, so like the five things that I need to focus on are self-esteem, boundaries, reality, needs and wants, and moderation, right? So, and I think I'm afraid that if I just focus on career, then the other part of my life won't get the help that I need. Um, you know, so where I am, I guess I can kind of do both. You do, Tia? Oh, you want to say it again? That used to be my dream. I used to want to get a house in Malibu. Yeah. All right, you guys. So, like, see, what I would like is to call it codependency in careers, or no, because that focuses on the problem, huh? I don't know what to call it, but on like one session, like, to reclaim your dreams. Reclaim your dreams. What was your dreams? What was my dream? What was my dream? My dream was to be a motivational speaker and go to city, standing in front of an audience, encouraging them and motivating them to honestly to do the work that they loved. I wanted my dream was to go to city and town to town to help people focus on creating a career that they loved, and because it comes so easy for me. But what happened was when I started helping women, what I realized is that even though we found a career that they liked, um, the self esteem issues were were a constant problem. Like it was like day after day after day, woman after woman after woman I work with. The only woman that didn't have a problem was the nurse. I was able to get her a job real fast. And she still calls me, and I haven't fucked with her again, but I'll fuck with her. If she calls again, I'll fuck with her. If she calls one more time, I'll fuck with her. Otherwise, I'm gonna leave her alone because I don't want to go back to the past. But like the women just didn't feel worthy of the career that they wanted. And I mean, so it was like we were just going in circles. You know, we would spend all this time creating a career. Hmm. Do you work, Tia? So, so like when I say, like, you guys, would it when the I when you hear the concept of self esteem and your career choices, what comes up to you? Like, I don't know how to word this. So, okay, let's just move on because I'm getting stuck there. Um, I think one thing. What about really confidence? Oh, is that what it is? They don't have confidence. Um, I think that I want people to have a good quality of life, but I also care a lot about careers, and I care about, um, you know, people do if you doing for a living what they have natural gifts to do, so that it doesn't feel like work, but that it just feels like, um, I don't know. I kind of feel like when God said, "Man don't work, man don't eat," he turned around and gave us gifts that is so, like when you use them, work is so easy. It's like he gives you the grace to work. I I, I just wanted to help people to use the grace that they have on their lives to do something easily, and let's find, how to make a lot of money doing that. Let's find it. Let's find a way to combine the income you want to make with your natural talents. That's what I like to do, you know. And it's very easy for me. It's just that I love doing it so much. I just keep doing it for free. And I can't keep doing that because it's easy for me. It's like it makes so much sense. Like I can look at a situation and when it comes to careers, and it just will make so much sense. Like, don't you get it? You know, you're a therapist, don't you see? It's real easy to see. And I love helping people where I have a gift to help them because, like, when you use when you use your gifts to help people, they get help like 50 times more than they would get help. And I think that because I have been so close to pain, um, I know what it's like to need help. And so when people are using their gifts, they really, 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 really help you. And that's the message that I have for the world. That's what I would want to tell the world, you know? Now, how to do that, that's somebody else's gift. That's just my message. That's my message. Now, how do you do this? You need to go talk to a coach, a life coach. Break that shit down. You know, get an accountability coach. Talk to somebody. Now, but that does interest me, like it does interest me to help people to find um, that thing that they would love to get up in the morning to do and they would do it for free, you know. Um, it is so fucking rewarding. And I walk around just high all day, um, just wanting, you know, people to align their values with their career. What do you value? What are your values? What are your values? Like, I value God. I really, really, really value spirituality. And I feel that when God gives us special gifts, that is his way of letting you know what he wants you to do for a living, you know. But you ain't got to. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. Like, you still gonna go to heaven. I'm just saying. That's just God saying, hey, look, if these are the gifts that I gave you, if you choose to use them, you will help a lot of people. You would like going to work. You would feel happy. And I've made it to where you can make any amount of money you want to make using your gifts. Like, you can go entry level, you can do it on a business level, you can do it with career. And I like to help people blend those together. And I like the tears. I like seeing them cry because they cry. I had a lot of women cry. One girl had just got out of jail, and I was volunteering my time, and she had just got out of jail, and she was on she I don't know why. I don't know what her problem was. I don't know what she was in jail for. But she always wanted to be a cook, a chef, but she couldn't. But what we could do is get her a job in a grocery store, right? And that was her first little job, and she got her a little place, and she loved being around that food. She loved taking customers around the store, showing them where the mayonnaise was and telling them about the products. And like, she was somebody who you want to go to the grocery store to talk to, But I like the tears. And that's another thing. Like, when you use your gifts, people cry a lot. They'll cry to you a lot. Like, you really touch me. You don't have no idea how much you help me. It's like that. It's like you'll go to a job with people crying all the time, telling how much you help them, and how this problem is solved now. But what I what I kept seeing is that we would come up with these ideas about their careers, but then their self-esteem, like they just couldn't. You do? What would take the ladies back to childhood trauma? She said, what if you have no gifts? Everybody has gifts because the Word of God says so. The Word of God says that, and and you might not feel like the Word of God is the final authority. I don't mean to push that on you, but I do, and I have to believe in something, you know. And that's what Granny said. Oh, but yeah, everybody got gifts, and your gifts is what the problem. The problem, the problem with your gifts. The reason why you don't think you have any gifts is because it comes so easy for you that you don't understand that that doesn't come easy for other people. You're like, what? That ain't no damn gift. And it is. You're like, that ain't no damn gift, and it is a gift. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Another thing is you have a gift, but you may not value it. You may not know the value of your gift. Do you think that people don't want to put the work in to gain the career they desire? Yeah. That's only because they haven't broken it down into little baby steps, right? I think it's because people see, like, they think about the career they want, and then they see all the work they have to do to get it. But that's because they're looking at, you know, the they're looking at, the big picture instead of just looking at the step that's right in front of you. All you got to do is take the step that's right in front. There's always just one step to take, just one little step. See? And the thing about it is, if you don't take no steps, then you're definitely not going to get there. Like, child, let me give you an analogy. Let's say you wanted to go to the gas station to get some cigarettes. No, let's not say that. Let's say you want to get a THC cigar. And you got to get into the car and go down there, right? Well, if you don't get into the car and go to the gas station, then you're not going to get the cigar. It's the same thing. You can sit here and wish and wish and wish that you had that cigar, but if you don't start taking the steps to get there, you're not going to get there. But what people think is like, oh man, I gotta get up and I gotta get on down there and I gotta pay. Well, don't think about it like that. Just think, what's the first step? The first step is I gotta sit up. Step two. Step two, I gotta put some shoes on. Okay. Step three. Let me just throw this dress on. All right. Step four. Get the keys. Step five. Let's just break it down to steps. And that's what a career coach will help you do. Let's take this. But the reason I didn't quit, but like I had stopped taking clients. Why did I stop taking clients? Oh, because I was doing it full time for an organization. I loved it too. If you was confused when you left, you was gonna have a career path, what to do, how to do it. Like this one Virgo came in, and it was so obvious that she was a project manager that I thought she was trolling me. It was so obvious that this girl should be like a project manager. It's like, girl, come on. You organize you organize projects all the time. What the fuck? You could be getting paid a lot of money for this. But then I got kind of tired of it, and I want to talk about career stuff, but I want to talk about other stuff too. It's just that the career stuff makes me the most happiest. It's where I feel like I can help you the most. Um, but yeah, I feel like I was called to be a motivational speaker, and I've done it a little bit, but I never really made that dream happen. I never, you know, I prayed about it. I've always wanted to, but then life just gets in the way. And but uh uh yeah. And then when I started noticing too, yep, that's right, Cass. Um, um it's not that I don't want it bad enough, it's that the issues of codependency come up so strong that it's hard. See, it's hard to do what you're here to do when you're crippled with the disease of codependency. Well, like one of the symptoms of codependency is the ability to get your needs and wants met, right? But if you're out of touch with your needs and wants, how does that affect your career? If can I ask you a question? If you're out of touch with your needs and wants, how does that affect your career choices? If you're out of touch with your needs and wants, how does that affect your career choices? Well, you might be unaware of the fact that you need a sustainable income. If you are not in touch with your needs and wants, how does that impact your career and job choices? Well, you have to know what you want to know how much money um, you want to make um, to feel fulfilled. I think that a fulfilling monthly amount is about a fulfilling the minimum amount of money that would be at least fulfilling for right now. Fulfilling, I would say 4,500 to five 5,200 a month, right? You say, I think puts you in survival mode and accepts positions that pay the bills but not fulfill you. I like that. I like that. I like that. Yeah. So what did you say? You say I think it puts you in survival mode and yeah, you accept positions that pay the bills but not fulfill you. Yeah, that's excellent. So yeah, if you're out of touch with your needs and wants, you will accept jobs that uh, pay beneath. Oh wait, that don't fulfill you. You'll accept jobs that don't fulfill you. Can I tell you a secret to not getting jobs that don't fulfill you? You don't apply to them. Yeah. Like, why do that to yourself? Why would you open yourself up to get something that doesn't fulfill you? Don't apply. Don't even apply. Make it a rule that's what I tell my clients. We only apply to jobs that are fulfilling. If you don't see yourself being fulfilled there, we do not apply there because you might get it. She said that'll do it. I think I just gave up, not willing, and that's hard to understand. Yeah. Because guess what? When you just apply to jobs that you find fulfilling, you'll only get interviews at companies that you really want to work at. Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that make sense? It's just that, you guys, I don't know if I should just talk. See, when I talk about careers, can I can I explain this to you so you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, life emotionally for me sometimes is really hard. That's why I just need, my medicine, my weed, and then it ain't that bad. You feel me? When I talk about careers, it it numbs up all the bad feelings, and it just helps me help you, and then I ain't thinking about the shit that hurts me, and I'm happy, and I'm helping you. See, that's what I want other people to know. If you start doing work that is in alignment with your values and your authentic self and your natural talents and what is in alignment with you, it won't even feel like work anymore. And it it'll make you not be depressed. It'll get you over a broken heart. It'll help life not hurt so much. You know what I mean? Some people got some shit that they really gotta like that. My god sister, whose stepmother would beat her just to go fuck her husband. She got off on spanking and shit. So she would beat her black and blue, and then you would hear her in the other room. Ah, 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 and then he fucking her after she done beat his child. He sit there and watch her beat the child. and then they go in there and fuck. And they did it in front of us. So if they would do it in front of strangers, you know. And so yeah, that girl, she was messed up. Christine, she was messed up. She stole from me. You know, she stole my troop sweater. Y'all remember Troop? She stole my Troop sweater. And she started working at a gas station. Her self-esteem was so low. You know, she didn't feel like she was worth no good job. Because, you know, she used to get beat on for their sexual pleasures. People got it rough. People got it rough. And what about that little girl? That little girl was gang raped by 15 men because they thought that if you raped a virgin and you had AIDS, that you won't have AIDS anymore. That's some sick shit. My problem is the experience for the jobs I want and getting through the interviews. Oh, okay. Well, as far as um experience, how you get around that, how you get around experience is you say that you worked at companies that are permanently shut down because there's no way to prove it. Like Rite Aid. How many of you guys remember the company Rite Aid? Rite Aid, um, you know, try to find something in your town that shut down within the last year. And you can just lie, girl. You can say that you was the executive of the, you know. So companies like Express, Rite Aid, Capwells out here, you know, companies that gone bankrupt, try to go to Google and ask companies in your cities that's gone bankrupt. Um, you know, and say that you were an executive there. That's what I did. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I did. I said that I made up companies, girl. And then they said, well, I couldn't find it on the internet. I said, oh, they closed down. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. And then you said the interviews, you have trouble with the interviews. You know how I mastered the interviews by looking at YouTube videos on how to interview. Yep. YouTube videos can get you a whole new career. I mean, you can literally go to the University of YouTube and get a whole new career. There's video after video after video after video that will teach you how to do anything. No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. You know, I had went from being a tarot reader, from doing career coaching, and most of the training came from YouTube. But I did go to school. I did go to school. I went to school for like 6 weeks though, but a lot of the stuff came from YouTube. So, um, what I'm thinking is maybe I'll do part of the meetings we could do everyday life, and then at the end we can look at careers. I don't know. I don't know how to do this. Cause see, I want to do both. I don't just care about your career. I want to know, you know, about life too. You know, so I don't know if it's like life and career coaching. You know, but then again, too. Let me say this. Let me say this. Now that's interesting. A specific date of age. Mm, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good idea. see. So I could have like, okay, like sustaining intimacy. I really like that group and I want to keep it because in that group we talk about, um, let's see, I'm just starting, you guys. And so, I mean, I have a lot of confidence. As a cardinal, that's one of the gifts that God gives you is confidence to start something. Is Leo a cardinal? What's the fire sign that's the cardinal? Is it Aries? Yeah, I guess, Cass. I guess they could. Um, but see, this is my concern. Like, all right, let me, okay. So let's say they came in, um, and we were doing reality, okay? Because the ability to own reality, okay. But see, this is the thing. This is the thing. I want them, okay, see, this is the issue. I need help. I'm getting help. All right, let's go back to needs and wants, okay? We were talking about, um, how could being out of touch with your needs and wants affect your career choices and income, right? Right. So okay, so she says that a big part of codependency recovery is being in touch with your needs and wants, right? So she divides needs and wants into two categories. Big needs, I mean, she divides wants into two categories: big wants, little wants, right? So if you're out of touch with your wants, then you're not going to know what you want to do for a living. Do you think that's correct? Right? Okay. So if you're out of touch with your wants, you don't know what you want to do for a living, right? You have to think hard. Okay. Okay. What else would being out of touch, how else would being out of touch with your needs and wants affect your career choices, right? You may be out of touch with the fact that do you need to like your job in order for it to be fulfilling? Yeah. You may be out of touch. No, I don't think that goes. If you're if you're out of touch with your needs and wants, how does that affect your career choices? That's excellent. Yes, if you don't know what you want or need, you can go for jobs that, what did you say? That don't provide enough income to support your needs. Okay, that's good. Anybody else? If you're out of touch with your wants and needs, how does that affect your career choices, and your career trajectory? Yeah, recognizing your codependent patterns. Right. So, like, one of the things that I believe had hindered me from being a motivational speaker is I never knew what I needed to do in order to follow that path, right? I never knew what I needed to do to follow that path, right? Um, like, I, meaning I didn't know how, I didn't know that I even needed a pathway, right? I was unaware of my need of a career plan or pathway to get there. You get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know. I just thought that one day it was going to happen. I didn't know to sit down and say, okay, in order for this to happen, first you do this, then you do this, right? You can undervalue your skill set. Yep. You go to job, not knowing what you're looking for. That's good. Okay. You, what did you say? You undervalue. Oh, you undervalue your skill set. Hmm. And you go to job. You go to job, not knowing what you're looking for. Yeah, ja, Richard, Richard, I can, Meyer, girl, what the hell? I can really see that how. But how do you feel that needs and wants relates to undervaluing your skill set? Like, how does, you don't think that that's self-esteem that makes you undervalue if you don't know what you also, uh you may be out of touch with what the market needs and wants. Ja, okay. Well, no, see, self esteem is on Monday. This day is on needs and wants. I think I think needs and wants is on Thursday, or is that reality? No, needs and wants. Yeah, Thursdays. So, what else, y'all? If I'm out of touch with the needs and wants, like, I had I had got out of touch with my want to be a motivational speaker, and it just gives my life it just makes life it just makes life fun. But there's different ways of being a motivational speaker. I don't just have to be on a stage, you know. Like when I see people one on one, I'm motivating. You know what I mean? Um, I wrote a book on this, you guys. I wrote a book on how to get your dream job. Did you know that? I'll put the link in the description box. But that lady who said that was brilliant. Yeah, that's one of the things that I put in the book, that you use companies that you never, that went out of business. Another way to get your dream job is really honestly is to hire a professional resume writer, because 99.9% of the people won't, and the 1% that does, they're they are the ones that whose resume goes to the hiring manager, because those of us in HR, we can recognize a professionally done resume. And it's like, wow, if you're going to invest in yourself like that, it means you mean business about yourself. You mean business about wanting to impress us. And we need to interview you. So, like if you're really, really, really trying to make six figures, if you're trying to get into six figures, a, a resume will be about $1,000, because they're they have, a lot of them have masters and PhDs, and the way that they format, they put graphs on it, on your resume. And I've seen a $1,500 resume. But if you're serious about making money, and you're serious about it, I mean, like you're wanting to go to 80,000 and above, then you get your resume professionally done, and be prepared to spend about $300 to $500, because we in HR, like when I was working in HR, we're gonna pay you in accordance to how your resume looks. I mean, you can do it up. You can do Chat GPT. That's what everybody's doing. You can even go and use a professional resume formatting company like Resume Now. Everybody's doing that. I mean, people think that they're smart. Like they'll go to a job and they'll type and copy what the job is asking for, and they'll put it in Chat GPT and then create a resume from it. Everybody's doing that. That's not how you get That's not how you get by anymore. You need to go ahead and invest $500, $300, $500, pay with Klarna, you know, and get a professional resume writer. I know this one lady, she's $1,500, but she's good. And boy, but yeah, that's how I got my dream job. I had hired a professional resume writer, and he took my resume to the next level. I mean, he did with it, as far as formatting is concerned. I didn't even know it was possible to do that. He took it, and I used to be an executive assistant. He took it to the next level. I got calls back within the first week of hiring a professional resume writer. I started getting back to back to back to back to back calls, and they were all at companies that I wanted to work at. Get you a career coach, because a lot of career coaches, that's what they offer. They offer professional resume writing. So, my little resume's got people jobs too, but I'm talking about if you want to make six figures, however much money you want to make, that's what you invest in your LinkedIn profile. That's what you invest in your resume writing. And however much money you want to make, that's how much you invest in your resume. Now, if you want to make about what you're making now, then keep on doing your own resume. But if you want to double it or increase it, get it professionally done. Most people won't. Most people don't even know about this. Everybody thinks you're supposed to do your own resume, and most people won't. In fact, 99.9% of you won't. But that 1% of you that do, you have the means to do that, you will get into uh, your dream job much faster because you'll be competing against, well, nobody. You're the only one that got somebody to do your resume professionally, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So anyway, but I'm still trying to like figure out what happened to the music. What happened to Earth, Wind, and Fire? But so you may be out of touch with the market needs. You might be trying to do something that the market doesn't need anymore, or maybe what the people want and need you're not in touch with. Uh, how does being out of touch with your needs affect your career choice? Right? Hmm. How does being out of touch with your Well, I know with low self esteem, you might choose. mm, Hmm. Come on, you guys, let's go to IHOP. I think I want some pancakes. No, I want to go to Cracker Barrel. So, okay, reality is supposed to be your body, your. Uh, oh, you never think about low self esteem with career? Really? I think the main issue around maybe I can do something like codependency and money. I definitely want to do that. I definitely want to do codependency and money. Because I think what happens is people have shame attacks with money. Like they start feeling worthless or like they don't deserve it. And those are feelings that you can work through while you're still reaching your financial goals. You know, like if you have a shame attack, okay, I want to make this amount of money, and then you have a shame attack, this overwhelming feeling of worthlessness, right? So then um, you say, okay, I'm feeling worthless. I don't feel like I deserve it, but I know this is a lie. I know that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You just got to talk yourself through it back to the abundance. You know, go to the shame, acknowledge it, and talk it back to abundance. You burn out? Mm. So you guys, for the past 2 weeks, I haven't been no one on 2 sessions I used career. For 2 sessions I talked about career. And this one guy, he said he was working at Amazon during the class and or one of those, and he said that he does not have a fulfilling career. And that could be because nobody nobody ever taught you that you needed career guidance, right? Maybe needed needed maybe nobody ever taught you that you needed financial and career guidance, right? But you need to make these decisions based off of your values and your gifts. But so, what is that? Okay, if I say you need to we need to find you a career that aligns with your values. What does values fall under? Self esteem, reality. Oh, values fall under reality. So, is that right? Does values? So, when I became a life coach, we took this class called fulfillment. And in this class, you were supposed to think of the best memory that you could think of, like a highlight of your life, like one of the best things that's ever happened to you, a, a really high emotion, you know. Um, really? Okay, so after you think of this high emotion, right, you think of this memory you had. Okay, so let's do it, you guys. Think of a memory that was thrilling for you. Hmm. A time when you were really happy. Damn, I can only think of graduation. Oh, also when I was in school studying career techniques after you had your kids. Really? Okay. So now, in that memory, you're supposed to ask yourself, what was happening in that memory? Like, name all the things that was happening. I forgot the definition of fulfilling. You got to look it up, Chad. But that's the issue. That's the thing, Tia. What we're trying to do is find out what your values are, because what when we find out your values and you start making choices from them, then you will find fulfillment in your life. Birthing, creating, overcoming, nurturing. Okay. So, oh, that's so sweet. Really? You gonna cry? Oh. So when I think for me, it was graduating. It was graduation, and the values that I was honoring in that was accomplishment, celebration, recognition. You know, so the values is celebration, recognition, accomplishment. Um, no, Tia. So Tia, this is the exercise. The exercise is we're trying to find out what you find fulfilling, right? And there is two exercises you can do to find out what you find fulfilling, because inside of that memory are your deepest values. So if you can think about times when you felt like, another time that I remember just being really happy, I was at I was like I was at a friend I was at a family's house, like a friend of the family's house, and we were eating, and it was a safe environment, and we were just all happy, just having a good time. So what were the values in there? The values were to uh, family, I guess. Not really family, but family, community, community. community, safe, safety. Um, and the other top memory I have is I was in San Francisco. So yeah, graduation though was probably the biggest one. Is there anything else? The only other time that I remember feeling like thrilled and alive was one time I was at the beach and I had done a lot of journaling. So I was really in my body. Like I was really in my body, you know. And I heard my inner self say, "Go to the tip of the water." And I went, and in that moment there was this big wave that like crashed against my legs, you know, and it was thrilling. It in that moment was a thrill. It was thrilling, and I don't know. And so the teacher then said, when you find that memory that was really thrilling for you, ask yourself what was going on during that memory that made you feel so alive. So you said it was birthing, creating, nurturing, right? I don't know what the values are in that. Because I don't have any children. But if those are the okay. And then, so what I liked was the self connection, the fact that I was in my body and I was present with myself. I also liked that it was nature, um, and that connect and spirituality. Okay. All right. So once you write out, um, like what was happening in that moment. Another thing, like if you can't remember a moment that really made you happy, one of the things you could do is remember a moment that really made you angry. Because usually when you are very angry, a boundary, I mean, a value is being violated. So if you can't think of a really good memory, then try to think of a memory where you became very angry. So supposedly that was the bunkus ass weed, man. Oh, it says low battery. Now, if you think about a memory that made you very angry, you say, is it passion? Oh, I don't know what it is because that's never worked for me, but it really helps other people. I like to think of the memory that, what is that? What is that? The fuck was that? Uh, so, yeah, you're supposed to think about something that made you really mad, because let me think about the last time I got really angry. The passion? Hi, Moniqua. When did the last time I got really, really, really angry? Let me think. Oh, okay. This is what made me angry the other day. I was in class, and like I told you guys, you have to have the cameras on if you want to be in the class, right? So the girl was like, well, I want my camera off. And I said, well, this is a camera only class, Um, if you want to stay in the class, you got to put your camera on because it's a Zoom class, right? She said, yeah, but I'm just concerned about anonymity. And I said, what are you talking about? This whole thing started with face to face meetings, right? So she says, well, I just want to move around and do stuff and I want my camera off. I said, well, then why don't you just go to another meeting? Because in this meeting, the cameras are on. And she just kept fighting, and I think she kept trying to push me to to do what she wanted to do where the boundaries were very clear, right? Now, I was kind of angry and I hadn't gotten angry like that in a while. I mean, like I usually just don't get angry, but I was angry. I got over it in like 20 minutes, but I was angry. And so supposedly your values, you can find your values in your anger. So I guess I value honoring other people's boundaries. I really think that, I really want people to be treated very kindly and special in the class. I want everybody to feel special. I don't want anybody to feel bad. So I mean, the value, let's see, when you get, see, that's why that one doesn't really work for me because I don't know what value was being violated. Um, I value, I think I value leadership. Yeah, I think I value leadership. And I don't really know. See, that's why I don't do this one because I don't see how you can really find your values from the anger one. But okay. So anyway, you guys, you get the point, right? So if you want to know your values, there's this value list that you can get, or you can just type it. But when I went to school to be a life coach, we had this list of names of values and like accomplishment. I remember recognition was a value. I remember community, fun, um, growth. Oh, yeah, growth. Growth was a value. There were like 15 of them. So technically, okay. So we were supposed to take our clients through this. Yeah, my boundaries were definitely violated, Tia. I was like, bitch, shit, get the fuck up off me. I told you what the boundary was, and you keep pushing it to be what you want it to be. Yeah, that did piss me off, Tia. You know, I told you what the fuck is up. And I finally told her, I said, listen, I told you that you have to have your camera on. If you don't want that, then go to another meeting. There's like 6 other meetings. And if you want to multitask while you're at a meeting, then why don't you just call? Why don't you get on a phone meeting? Why come to a virtual meeting and then turn your camera off? What sense does that make? Like, that's crazy. Go to a phone meeting. Because they have phone meetings. As you can see, I'm still getting upset but I don't know what value was violated. Right, because it says it before you join the class that it's cameras on. It's a cameras on meeting. Um, okay, I haven't done this. Well, then don't come to the meeting. If you are insecure about being on camera and it's a camera only meeting, then don't come to a camera only meeting. What the fuck? Right? And that's what I said. I kind of went off, and I got really irritated and a little angry in front of everybody with that girl. I said, "Listen, that's what's up." She goes, "Well, I just," and she just kept on pushing what she wanted, and I'm telling you, that's not what it is over here. So it was like I felt like it was disrespect. So I value respecting others. All right. So once you find out your values, you're supposed to look at them, right? And then find out, like, what are the top values? Like, what are the values that are really, really, really necessary for you in order to be in alignment? Ooh, integrity. Yeah. hmm Um, so now we're supposed to next say, like, what are your must have values? You know, like, we just circle. So, like, self connection, um, spirituality, the water, that nature, that was a value. Because it helps me to be in a place of abundance. Yes, abundance is my value. Yeah, authenticity. I remember that being a value on the list. And I remember the word abundance being a value too on the list. Authenticity. Honesty was a value on the list. Okay. So I would say I agree with you. I can't say your name, Miss Jones. I would say that authenticity too. So now what's not on here that I feel very strong about, but I don't know why it's not on here. But I do believe with spirituality, hmm, I think my desire to want to use my gifts and talents and work that I love is because of my love for God, and I just want to be in obedience to him. I don't know. I don't know if you really have to do what you're called to do. I mean, I don't think that God is going to love you any less if you don't, but it feels good. Okay, Cass, is it you sleepy? It's 8:30 in the morning, child. What you talking? You been up all morning? Um, so you take your values, right? Self connection, nature, spirituality. Let's see what else. Accountability. Yeah, that is a value. I forgot about that. Um, so now, what the next thing the coach is supposed to do is find out, right? Okay, so once you find your values, right, or you get back in touch with them, okay, then you circle accountability is so important. Oh, okay. Well, you know what, Cass? Why don't you just go to sleep to my voice? Yeah, go to sleep. I'm live all the time. Uh, I have a TikTok favorite who I go to sleep to her voice. I just put her on. She's live every night, and I just put her on every night. Well, not every night, but and go to sleep to her voice. Your whatever when you go to sleep while I'm talking to you, whatever your subconscious needs to hear, it will hear it. Okay, so the next thing you do once you find out your values, the ones that you really light up for, you circle them, right? And then you ask, how can I incorporate some of these values in my daily life? Because the more values that you incorporate in your daily life, the more fulfilling your day will be. And that was $550. I spent $550 to learn how to do that the whole weekend, right? So then we broke up in little groups and we asked, what can you do? You're welcome. You're welcome. So what can you do? Like, does anybody know what their top values are? Because what you're supposed to do is take your top three values and align your life to match those top three values. See? Um, all right. So, for instance, my top three values today is self connection. Oh, I forgot about growth. Oh, growth. I forgot about that. Damn, that's hard. Damn. I'm going to have to make growth number two. Damn. I'm going to have to make. I'm going to have to make my spirituality number three. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So, um, and then I'm going to have to say my top four values is nature. Okay. So, and it's interesting, you guys, because um, the other day, the other day, I had went to nature and I felt so good. And then I had read my Bible and I listened to a sermon and I felt good. And I had self connected and I felt good. But like this growth thing, I really need to feel like I'm growing. And I need to see it, you know? And I think that's what kind of made me a little depressed this morning was because I don't see the growth. Huh? Really? Hmm. Right. I need to see the growth. So, right. I need to see it though. And I think that that's where I'm a little challenged, right? Because I can't see the growth. Um, I think you're absolutely right. Okay, this is where I grew. This is where I grew. Um, we had did a, a exercise together for spirituality, right? And I began to realize that I could go to God more about things than I was going to God about. Like I was trying to handle a lot of shit on my own. And our work together helped me to realize that, I was trying to be my own higher power. And I don't have to do that. Like life doesn't have to be that hard with me trying to figure everything out, that I could really let God be God. And the more I let God be God, the happier I was going to be, because then I could just relax into today and focus what's in front of me and, just live a soft girl life. So that's how I grew. I've been like giving more and more to my higher power because I heard this um, man say that he was in a drug deal. He was a white guy. And he said that he prayed that God came through to make this drug deal go through. And he said if God came through for him with that and can be there for him for that, he knows that God can most certainly be there for him for other things, especially good things that he's not trying to hurt nobody with, positive things that he's trying to do. And I was like, oh yeah, like that really did it for me. That fed me good, girl. I hadn't been fed like that. That was a bowl of gumbo, child. So okay, so you take your values and you take like the top four ones, and you say, now how can I live in my values today? Like, what can I do this week to make sure I'm living in my values? Because when you are living in your values, you will feel fulfilled. Life feels like life feels fulfilling. Now, do you understand what I mean by that, Tia? And like some of these values play off on each other. Like one of the reasons I like nature is because it reminds me of abundance and I value abundance. Abundance is something that I value. I mean, I hate to say it, but I do value wealth. I know that bothers some people, but you know,
um, this multi-million dollar house will be mine. You know, they already did the paperwork, and I'm happy. I like stuff like that, right? So these are my values: self-connection, growth, spirituality, nature, and abundance. What's your values? You guys find out your values? So then what the coach does is say, now let's look at the week coming up. How can you live in your values? Well, one of the things I can do is uh, go to this meeting, I think is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week, right? Then in the mornings, I can actually go to a park. I would like to go to a new park. Yep, I'm going to do that. I'd like to go to a new park every, no, not every morning, maybe Tuesday and Thursday, since I value nature, right? What's your addiction? So, I'd like to go to the park Tuesdays and Thursdays. I definitely want to go to church, but I want to go to my church. Oh, she said be ready at 9. Did she say be ready at 9? But to complete the exercise, you write down what could you do in your life next week to that involves your values, and that's supposed to help you feel fulfilled. All right, bye.